What's up, animators? How's it going? How y'all doing? I am not ready. I did not come prepared for this stream at all. My roommate just happened to have work, so I'm free. The house is all empty, all to myself, and I decided, I was supposed to be working for Jake today. You know, the YouTuber, real Jake, fake Jake. He's got multiple accounts. I was supposed to be working for him today, but he's absent, so he hasn't sent me anything, which means I have a free day. And I did this yesterday, like this thing. You saw the thumbnail. That's what I did yesterday, pretty much. And today I want to continue, although I am stuck. Which is why I said, hey, why not live stream this? Because first of all, it's good content. Second of all, I need some inspiration. Hi, chat, welcome. I can see you all in there, but nothing interesting is popping up yet. Free real estate, exactly. Oh, we also have this thing. If I point, it's right there, the chat overlay thing. I came in here for some inspiration because I am lost, friends. Today, I mean, here's my reference, if that helps a little bit. So this is all that I've got. The inside of the train, I mostly took inspiration from this picture right here, and I tried to model it. The color scheme is from this one. I wanted to make this very purpley and stuff, but it didn't work, so I just defaulted back to this, but made it more warm, more rich, more lush. Is that a word? I didn't even use this one. I don't know why this is in here. Here's for the table and stuff. But today I want to focus on this thing, all the outside scenes. I'm taking inspiration from Arcane. This is Zon. You've all seen it. I hope. It's a really good series. I recommend. I strongly recommend. But I'm going to be doing this on the outside. Now the beauty here is that if I just move this thing away, geez. It's sometimes annoying, yes. But if I hop into my camera view, as you can see, this is my frame, right? This square. The thing is, most of the frame is already taken up by the interior, so by the chairs, by the table, by the train, by the lights and all that stuff. The only thing that I have to add, like the outside, it looks very complex. There's a lot of complex shapes and stuff, but it's only gonna be visible through this screen here. Like this, if I just hide this plane for now, it's gonna be visible through this a little window. So the beauty here is that I don't have to do it as detailed as I would if it was actually close to the camera, because the train is moving. If I hop out of my camera, the train is moving. If I play the timeline, it's moving left and right like crazy. So the outside is gonna have motion blur. The camera is gonna be focused on the inside. There's also gonna be a character. I'm gonna put a gun. It's gonna be like a headhunter dude in here. And the outside, again, is going to be blurred, is going to be motion blurred, so I can just default to basic shapes and just do a bunch of texturing on it to make windows and stuff. Let's see what the chat says. I finally have the monitor working, so this time I get to do this properly. What's the series name? What series? Arcane? That's the inspiration. I'm doing this for Pwnisher's competition. If you don't know who this is, where are you? On the face of the internet. What are you doing online? Pwnisher. I'm sure some of you know Quarter Crew. That's where I know him from mostly. He's one of the guys. Okay, let's quick breakdown. Let's jump into the rabbit hole. Quarter Crew is a channel dedicated to visual effects, and pretty much I've summed it up. They do shorts, they do vlogs, they do VFX Artists React. You know that series, it's very popular. They also started doing VFX Artists Debunk, so they're debunking fake stuff now. It's a fun channel, and Clint is one of the guys that used to work there, but he quit. They're still friends, in good relations and stuff. He just wanted to pursue his own artistic career and stuff. He sometimes occasionally hops back onto the channel. It's a fun time. Anyway, when Clint left, he made a challenge, a contest, which was called Alternate Realities, I think it was called. It was pretty much it was all over the internet, basically. He gave a template file of a human boy. Can I find him? It's in this folder. Yeah. He made a little human reference dude, just like we have in this file. And he animated him walk like he's pulling something. And the people have to get creative. They made some alternate realities, some really beautiful renders and stuff. And it happened to be one of the biggest challenges on the internet, at least as far as 3D goes. So this is another challenge he's done, which is called Infinite Journeys. So I decided to participate in this because it's a big challenge. First of all, it's great practice. Second of all, if I do something nice looking, it's also good exposure, so why not? So we got a template file of the train moving, and I just added some chairs and made the interior. The interior is pretty much done, and today I want to focus on the outside. So I think, because we have the Zon reflection, I made it invisible, right? So it's this thing. It's pretty much, if I turn on the material modes, not the rendered mode, just the materials, to show you what I've done so far and what we're actually focusing on today. So I've made this yesterday. It looks like this. Frickin' pure ref. I'm gonna hide it behind my webcam. There we go. So pretty much this is what I have, the interior of the train, and I've placed a placeholder JPEG of Zon in the background, just so I get a rough idea on what it's gonna look like. And today I'm actually gonna be modeling this. Hi Kaizo, welcome folks. Let's read the chat. From all the merch that you have on Teespring, which one do you think is cool and the favorite one? Actually, this one is not too bad. The pink lightwear sweater, but I prefer the black one. I think it's completely black, but this is white. I think that's my favorite. I'm not sure though. Lou Gaming plays, jokes on you. My parents are in the kitchen. All right, guys, I need inspiration, motivation, ideas, anything. Help me. I'm gonna hop into render mode, render view, so you guys can see what this looks like. For some reason, are the lights on? Yeah, the lights are off. There we go. So this is what I have. Let me just increase the sample size. I dropped them down so I can see what I'm doing as I was working on this. So this is what I have right now. If there's any feedback you can give me on this, I would very much appreciate it. Feedback is great. I need feedback. If there's anything I can fix, I'm kind of lost. I've hit the roadblock, you know. I've spent 5 hours yesterday just non-stop grinding on this. It took me 5 hours to just work on this, and this is what I got. I've already done some corrections. I posted it on the official Discord server for Infinite Journeys. And a bunch of folks just told me, oh, the window looks weird, so I fixed the textures. Oh, the table doesn't match the style of the room, so I just improved the bevels here and just adjusted the texture because the UV maps got all crazy and stuff. You can do this, Sharp, thank you very much. But still, for some reason the jacket looks pink. Yeah, it is pink. This one is pink. I saw a comment some time ago saying you're Fake Jake's editor. That's true, yes. I edit for Fake Jake. That's currently my main source of income, and in April I'm getting a job at an actual 3D studio, so it's fun. Hey Sharp, I need your help with Blender. My UI is messed up and I can't open the collection tab. Do you know any shortcut for the panel? What's the collection tab? You mean this? I mean, it's up here. Any panel is any panel you want. So if we just drag something up here, this is what? This is the... What is this called? It's the outliner, yeah. So just come in here, click the outliner, boom, you have it right here. Like any panel can be any panel you want. I can change this to a UV editor. I have it right here. This could just become the shader editor. Like it's very customizable. It's simple. I'm gonna wait for some suggestions to pop in because I need help. Scene lights, turn them off. World? Scene world? No? Screw it. Sadly, you're the one wearing out of... The one you're wearing is out of stock. How's that possible? Hold on. I don't think that should be a thing. Wait. teespring.com/store/SharpWind. I think that's what it is. I don't know though. Don't take me by the word. Because they don't really have a stock. Because when somebody orders, they just make it on the fly and ship it. That's it. It's this one. If you're talking about the pink one, it's actually the one with white. It's got multiple colors in here. You can just choose pink. I'm still kind of new to the whole merch thing, even though I've had it for a while. I never paid too much attention to it. I don't know how that's done. But yes, if you want it, it's there. I've dropped the prices as low as they let me. I can't really do anything about it because otherwise they don't make any profits. They're creating a loss for themselves. So this is as much as I can do. Now let's delete this. Is there any feedback that I can get on the inside though? I just wanna... It seems like Zon has some liminal space. He might notice how the vehicle fitted inside of Zon. By the way, use other references from Zon, like the World's 2021 opening ceremony. Okay, I'll take a look into that. I need some reference. World's 2021 opening ceremony, League of Legends. I'm pretty sure Zon is featured in here, yes? Ah, this is what you're talking about. I'm just gonna yoink this image, put it next to my references. Let's type in Zon as well. Maybe it's gonna find something. Delete League of Legends. I need some reference. I currently just have this one picture, and that's not enough. I mean, I have a bunch here, but they're very low quality. I took them directly from Arcane. I mean, from images of Arcane that I found on Google. I couldn't actually screenshot Arcane. Someone's in your kitchen stealing your apples. No, I'm home alone. Is there anything that I haven't seen yet, though? Because I know I'm defaulting to basic shapes and stuff, but I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I've hit a roadblock. That's why I forced myself to stream today, so maybe I get some ideas. And I'm forced to actually start working. I'm really dragging this out, as you can see. Normally I would have started working by now, but I don't know how to do any of this. I guess one thing is if I just move this out the way. Stupid. Annotation tool. Make a circle here. Okay, I'm done. Thank you for coming to my stream. Okay, so if I just hop here, make an annotation tool here, just to circle it so I know exactly how big this thing is. I'm gonna draw some train tracks. These are my train tracks. So now I have a rough idea on how far away it's gonna move, where to position the buildings and stuff. Watch out for copyright. No, it's fine. I asked in the collab server. They said it's mostly the characters. If you can take other people's models as long as they're not copyrighted. So Jinx, for example, I originally wanted to make Jinx like sit on the chair. I was gonna model, sculpt everything by myself, but Jinx is a copyright character, so I can't really do that. So I'm just gonna default to a headhunter. So it's kind of different, but in the same steampunk style. Zon, for an example, is just a concept. I mean, it is a city owned by Riot, blah blah blah. But there's a lot of different fantasy cities. I'm not gonna recreate Zon one by one, obviously. I'm gonna put some creative liberty and say, oh, I think this would look better, and just make it the way I would make it. So it's not gonna be identical, plus it's just a city with green lights. I don't think that by itself is copyrighted, because it's not identical Zon, it's just inspired by Zon. That's pretty much it. Just like these chairs are not copyrighted, they're inspired by this reference that I got here. Fun fact, animating is very impossible for me. I have no knowledge about frames. That is why you practice. I know this channel called SharpWind. They have some really great... No, I'm kidding, but still. I don't know what I was gonna say there. I mean, do you want to start animating? That's the question. Because if you want, then sure, I've got tutorials. You might learn something from them. If you don't, then that's not even a problem. I'm gonna draw this. I'm imagining this being lifted like on a little train segway right here, supported by a bridge. I'm not modeling this part. This is just so I can imagine the height of the thing. So it's roughly this size, right? I think this looks nice. And now I have a rough idea on where I'm gonna place the buildings. Let's make a plan here, guys. I'm gonna need your help. I want some interactions here. As much interaction as possible. I'm lost. Also, I might have to leave in the middle of the stream for a few minutes because I'm expecting a package. Okay, so if I do this, like this is my view. Can I? No, that doesn't work. Okay, let's delete this. I have a different idea. The camera is currently invisible. If I click the camera, and in the camera settings, I think you should be able to see the lines. Viewport display, limits, mist, sensor, no, name, camera. I know there's an option somewhere here. Composition guides, thirds. I'm pretty sure that's just for the composition. Limits. But that's not it. Like, the 4 lines from the corner, does anybody know where I find this? I know I've turned them on at some point or another. Sensor, I think that's just on the camera. Yeah. And the name, camera, do not touch. Okay, that doesn't matter. So if I could just do this, so that's the only... Alright. Safe areas? Center cut save areas. Nope, that's not it. Now I'm gonna be fiddling with this. It's not even important for the stream, for the thing. Aperture, baking, custom properties. Where is it? I found a real gun in my kitchen. Dude, what the hell? Will you upload a breakdown or just the animation? I will upload both. I mean, I'll upload the breakdown video and the animation is gonna be in it. Tell me, guys. The last video that I posted, the League of Legends turret. First of all, did you like it? I'm actually very proud of it, but it didn't get really as many views as I was hoping. Let me know. Like, it was very fast-paced and excited and pretty much just ADHD put in one video. Do you want me to make this video in the same style, or should I try to, you know, make it more chill, more slow-paced, or should I just bump up the energy just like in the last one? Alright, see you, Acacia. Thank you for stopping by for a few minutes. Viewport display, it's gotta be in here. Come on. Relations. Connections. Motion paths. No. That's not what I'm looking for. Where is it? Blender. Corner lines. How to turn on the corner lines. No. Bevel edges. Camera lines. That's what I'm gonna search for. Camera. Cameras, blender manual, properties, lens. Lens unit. The focal length can be set in the millimeters. That's not it. That's not it. Field of view as an angle. Okay, that's not it. Orthographic, panoramic. Where's the frickin' depth of field, aperture, safe areas, background images? That's not it. Viewport display. God damn it. So useless. I've been streaming for 23 minutes that I still haven't. God damn it. Okay, so Chris said I should make it hype. I could animate the turret being destroyed, but I'm kind of doing something else here. You should do that energy full breakdown. I love them, and I also get everything you're trying to explain. So okay, we have two people saying I should keep the intense energy levels in the video. Blender. How to turn on camera lines. Camera rays? No? Lines. They're camera lines. Okay, let's see. Maybe this video is gonna help me. It's in French. Lock camera to view. That's not it. Turn these off. Resolution settings. Focal length. Clipping planes. I think that's the... Yeah, okay, that's not it. Rack focus. No. Dolly zoom. Hitchhawk. Nope. Framing. Rule of thirds. That doesn't help me. Lock camera to view. Active camera. Rig camera on a path. Camera rig tool. Very simple jib crane. Handheld camera. Triangle of exposure. Control motion blur. Nothing useful. I just want some guides, man. No, not the cinematic lines. Like, lines going from the center of the camera to all the corners so you can see, like, what the camera sees. I want the limitations of my camera. I want to pretty much see where those are. Just gonna do this. Try a different approach then. Also, I gotta turn off the limits. I don't need that. Okay, let's add a cube. Gotta start somewhere. So if I put this down there, like if this is the floor, right? I'm gonna put the hop into edit mode, put the cursor to selected, so now when I add a plane, the plane is actually there. If I put this here, scale it up like that, that's my floor. So that's the floor. Floor's probably not even gonna be visible, but okay. Apply the scale. So now this thing, I'm probably gonna hop into solid mode so I can see what's going on. I think the League turret was great. Someday you might get hired by Riot. Hopefully. I mean, I just want to do, you know, fun stuff. origin to 3D cursor. Now if I scale this up, this is where it is. So I'm gonna move it like that. Scale it on Y, scale it on everything except Z. So I was kind of hoping, let's draw a plan. We need a plan. So imagine the fucking scale of the city. So this is, if the train is this big, this is a lot of room for buildings and stuff. I'm also gonna put some Zon reference up here. So this is all the coverage that the train does. So if I just hop in here, let's also hop into solid mode. So in 1 second, this is what's revealed. And on the end, let's also end with a cube, right? So if I do Shift D and move it somewhere here, now we have this entire thing. We have to, you know, model the city in between these two buildings. I think those buildings are a little bit too big though, too thick. So let's hop into individual origins, scale them down on the X and the Y, so they're kind of thinner. I think that makes sense. Like compared to the train and the human reference, like the human is this big. Does that make sense? Buildings are still very large. I'm gonna scale them down even more, like that. And then I want to bring this one closer in, like that. So I think that makes a little bit more sense. If I go back to frame 1, this one could also be closer, but I want like a reveal, so it's going around the building. I don't want to cover up the entire view, just maybe something like this, right? So we gotta model something in between these two lines. I want to add one of the bridges. I'm gonna have cylinders, pipes. Is anybody saying anything? People just stopped chatting. All right. What do I do? I need a plan of action. So there's this big building, right? I could use this big building like in the center somewhere, like just like this. This big building's gonna be placed there, and it's gonna have bridges all around, like this. Maybe even 2 on the back. Maybe once I upload the animation from Animator into my channel, it's like how I expected. The video will literally be 100% broken. Physics, and also feel free to let me the vidis from... I just had a stroke reading that. I'm not even gonna finish. Sorry, dude. I'm confusion a lot. Okay, so the streets could go here. Like this. Like this is the main city square or something. Like this. And I feel like it goes somewhere in this direction. And then there are more buildings here. Like this. So what I gotta do is I gotta fill up those buildings, pretty much. So, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Even more brutal than my insults. What do you mean? I don't speak English by default, this just makes it more difficult. Okay. I gotta put my freaking act together. I started streaming for a reason. Zon's buildings have more cylindrical buildings. Yes, I know, but the thing is that I'm gonna do this, right? I'm gonna do this. I haven't gotten to that part. I'm just blocking it out. Plus, this is gonna be, like, in the background, blurred and stuff. There's not much detail that I want to pay it. Like, I don't want to pay too much attention to this yet. I wish I could play back faster. I know there's an option here. View, select, marker, channel, key. View? Frame selected. Nope. There's so many small things that I don't know, right? Channel, move, key, no. Dope sheet. Right click the dope sheet. Right click this. I know it was somewhere here. I don't know anymore. How do I blender? I've been using it for so long now. Zombie look like a bunch of scrap houses on top next to each other. Yeah. I'm gonna try doing that. The annotation tool is great. Maybe I could scale this up a little bit more. Not because it looks good, but because I want to cover it up, because I want it to be closer to the market. Let's take a look at some other references, like where can I find something close to the ground, just so I know. I could also rotate them. Why didn't I think of that before? Like this gets rotated sideways and even gives it more perspective and depth. This one is gonna be closer, so there's not much space between the rails and the stuff, so maybe twist this one as well, even though I just blocked the other face from being seen, but that doesn't matter, it's fine. I'm just gonna duplicate this. Actually, better idea, what if I instance this one, so these are now completely identical. Now if I rotate it like that, so if I, what did I just click? Oh, it's the lamp. So if I just bevel this, you see both of them get beveled. So now they're identical. They don't use up as much space and memory as they normally would. That way I can recycle a few old buildings. Like this one could also go here and be connected with the bridge. So I'll just position it here. So these two are identical and these two are identical. Now I'm just gonna duplicate this, not instances, but duplicate, so I can tweak it individually. So I'm gonna scale this one down, scale it part on the Z so it's a bit thicker. Also rotate it slightly like that, which creates an alleyway here. Maybe I could do something with that, if it's even visible. If it's not, it doesn't make much sense. Yeah, maybe I'll hop in here, go to normal, and just pull this one out a little bit, back into global. Like that. Maybe add a little, what's it called? A little fruit stand or something, like a little food place, like this. Rotate on the Z, scale down. And now, because I've moved this freaking face here, kind of go back to normal. GZ, put him closer. And like this, go back into normal, actually, scale on the Y, so it's a bit thicker, like that, maybe, and there could be an overhang and a second layer to this, like a little balcony or something. Like it's scrap material, right? Just the reason I'm streaming is so I force myself to do this, because I have a day off, I gotta make use of it. There's only 1 month left for this entire thing, which kind of sucks. And I've got work all around. I even got real life courses now. I'm teaching old guys about how to do video and filmmaking and stuff. I didn't watch Arcane. Yeah, it is a cramped city. Like you can even see in the reference down here. I'll take some inspiration from this. Maybe add a bunch of bridges and stuff as well. I think that could look nice. Let's see. This could be duplicated, moved up. So this is like an overhang. Moved backwards, scaled down a little bit, and actually pulled back. So this is going to be pulled outwards, and this is also going to be pulled outwards like that. And this one is just going to go back to global and pulled back like that. So it's a little... It gives a little bit more headroom like that. So this is like an overhang, which doubles as like a rooftop above this. And there could be a support beam here, but that's not visible, so I won't do that. This face, back to normal, could just be pulled out more, so it's more visible. If I scale it on the Y, yep, like this. GZ, like this. I feel like this is a good call. I feel like this is a really good call. So if I do this, actually never mind. Actually no, it's fine. It could be more slanted like this, but it's too much. So I want to hop into object mode, apply scale, go back in, and then do this like that. So it's like a slanted rooftop. Double G to move it across, so it's like this. And then I feel like I want to inset this face to make the rooftop, and then just extrude it downwards into itself. So it's a little balcony, right? it's a first basic shape, right? Because this is a little bit more complex than the square buildings. I'll tackle the buildings later on. Okay, we have a little market down here. What else do we need? First of all, I could, you know, just create this thing. So if I put this in the center, make a cylinder. GZ1 to place it up here. Right-click, set origin to 3D cursors. Now if I scale it up, it's gonna be just like this. Scale from the center. And if I come back through the middle, you can see it actually does look nice. The fruit stand isn't gonna be visible, so I'm not gonna really bother with the fruit stand. That's not really that important. Shade smooth and also auto smooth on 30 degrees. Cool. Let's see what the chat says. I don't pay attention to chat anymore. It's my bedtime. Alright, see ya, Luke. See you later. Thank you for stopping by. Maybe check out the houses from SpongeBob. The fish is living. I don't know about this one. I see where you're coming from, but I think it's a really completely different style. I'll try doing what I can with these. Like, you can see the little windows, you can see the pipes. I'll try with that one instead, because the SpongeBob houses are just way off. Bro, it looks good, even though if you don't play actual League of Legends, it's a good series. Yes, I agree. Haven't watched Arcane. Has anybody watched Arcane? Feels like nobody has seen it, but it's such a good thing. Hi, Sharp. Welcome. Let me try to pronounce that. Andika Storm. Alright. I'm sorry, don't hate me. I have no idea how this is pronounced. If I come back here, yes, you can see this building, so this one will need some details. Let's duplicate this. Stupid screen. Duplicate this one, rotate it, of course, and scale it down, but also scale it wide. So this one is going to be a little bit wider. So we'll do this. Yeah. Maybe I could make like a corner piece house. So let's duplicate this one as well. Rotate it like, oops, rotate it on the Z like that. And if I just place it here, I feel like if I hop into edit mode and do this, oops, and do this, is it still on normal? Put it on global, like this, to just kind of shape it a little bit. And then this one could be beveled by one, like that. This is like a corner piece house, sure. Too bad it's not going to be visible, almost. It is, just a bit, but you can't tell it's a corner piece. I've got a little city going on, yes. I feel like I could also have like a little corner piece house here. I don't know if that's going to make sense, though. Let's just duplicate and then Shift-Z. Rotate on the Z. What was I thinking here? Like, what was I gonna do? If I go back into edit mode, there's so many shortcuts and each one of them does something different. I feel like I wanted to do something like this and then just extrude this out and move it like that. Sure. And go into the second one. I know these houses look gross, by the way. I just need the front face to look nice. So if I just do this, who cares what the back is like? It matters what the front is like. So if, like this, make this one a little bit more obvious that it's a corner house. So they're not all identically straight and stuff. Let's look at the reference. Do we have any houses that actually go above each other? That's my question. I don't think Zon would have roads, just bridges, ladders, planks, and platforms. It does have roads. Just look at the reference image I have right now. It does have a main road. That's why I'm doing this in the first place. As well as in this reference, you can clearly see the road. This is basically the square that I'm making right now. I'm not copying the houses one by one. Doesn't really matter too much. But, you know, I'm just trying to get the rough thing. Bridges, though, I will add bridges later. Also pipes. There's also these lamps and signs. I guess I'll have to do that. I can see a bunch of houses here that just kind of layer, like one on top of the other, going backwards. Maybe I'll try adding that. There's also some actually colorful ones, like there's blue, yellow, magenta. There's another magenta here. These just seem to be gray and green, but there are a few colorful ones in here. There's also these things. I don't know if they're going to be visible, maybe towards the end of the market. What's off screen, I'm not even gonna like try to detail or anything, because that's just extra work and extra computing power for me. So I'll just ignore it. There's also a lot of like smaller cylinders on the big cylinder, just attached to them. So maybe I'll need to do a little bit of magic there. This is a really old photo. I don't think I'll be using this one too much. Nope. This one looks nice. I could try using... Ooh, smoke. Am I gonna do a simulation or just take a PNG sequence? Who knows? This one has a lot of detail as well. I could take inspiration like for the closer house art style there. Maybe for these closer ones, like these big buildings close to the train, maybe I could put some more detail in there. Not as much in the end though. It's really hard to see a lot of it at once. I'm pretty sure that's deliberate because, you know, there's a lot of work in all of these. I want something like this though, but it's too late now because I have a square and there's not really much space. I thought the train moves way more. It actually doesn't do much movement. So, hold on. Where's the train? The train's right there. If I move towards that. So this is the first house. This is the second house. It doesn't make sense to put the layered houses in here. I'll put the layered ones in there because you can actually see them from here. So I can just fill some dead space here with another building. I could literally just... Wait, these ones are the same. Maybe just duplicate, like, instance this one. And if I scale this, the other ones aren't gonna get scaled. Great. But the UVs are gonna be shared, so it's probably not the best idea to scale these. Like that. Maybe this one could be brought in closer still, because the bridge is connecting here. Gotta make room. There's lots of space here, but from the angle we're viewing, it doesn't really... Like, it's not really visible, so I don't care. I'm gonna leave it like this. Is there a little balcony anywhere? I wanna make like a balcony. Just study the reference. Study it really hard. There's no balconies. Having a balcony is a luxury. Actually, no, there's a raised platform going around the buildings, which then connect on the bridge. I'm gonna include that, definitely. Remember the backs, because the back lives matter. I'm gonna do Agreean. Like, why would I make any of the backs? This is 3D animation, not Minecraft, alright? Because in Minecraft, you can walk around the building. This is just gonna be the one video that I export. Nobody cares about the back. Use the Zon concept art. Yes, that's it. But the Zon concept art doesn't look like the Zon that I'm planning on. So, probably not. How much time does it take you to make your animations? Depends which one. The turret one wasn't even an animation. I mean, it was just spinning around in a circle. It was a basic model with some basic lights and stuff, but it took me 16 hours to make it. Surprisingly though, the entire interior... Oh boy, the human... Where's the human model? Get out of my face. Get out. The entire interior was done in 5 hours. Like 6 altogether. These are replaceable. So, seats. Yeah. So all of this was done in 6 hours. If that helps. Oh boy. What is on the cross section here? Let me freaking zoom in on this. It's like a corner piece house, which is slightly more interesting. Let me try doing that. I think it's gonna look nice. So if I just duplicate a random building again, like this, I feel like it's actually very simple. So just go in here, 3. Ooh, but it's not. But it is. Yes, it is. So just do this. Go back to normal. Scale on the X. So it's like that. Oh, this song. Dun, 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 dun. It's very chill. I'm just pressuring myself to work here. There's the deadline, alright, follow the deadline. It's something I don't do enough. I feel like there should be another cut here. Just like this should be going in more. And this should be going like that. So maybe yeah, I feel like that makes more sense. So it's like a little bit more interesting shape there. This is also a quad. All right, everything's fine. I'm not gonna bother too much with that. Global. Just do this. This is the top of the building though. So I think I might have to, first of all, squash this down so it's even. Raise it up like that. And I'm gonna need a roof on top of this. Hey, thank you for the donation. Entity Gamer 205. Thank you very much. Hope you're enjoying the stream. I appreciate that. Sharp, do you have any planned animation series for the future? Not really. I plan a lot of things, but they just end up being not okay. Ask Life. Life knows everything. I tell him about animation ideas all the time, and he's like, okay, that makes sense, but what happens when this, or why does this character do that? And I'm like, oh, yeah, you're right, this story actually sucks, and I just drop it. Instead of trying to improve it and stuff, I just drop it instantly. Sorry, Life. He's losing faith in me. Okay, let's try E, and then S outwards. Actually, no. Alt-S. Like that, so it's identical. Like this. I'll try to make it drop down more, so it's like a lowered roof or something. So Alt-S down. Hold Shift. Alt-S down. So it's like this, you know what I mean? Something like that. I'll deal with that later. The first donation of 2022. No, I think we had one in the turret one. I'm not sure. Thank you though, I appreciate. Did the notification pop up? Like the thing was supposed to be on the screen. I don't know if it did or not. If it hasn't, then it still will. I hope. I hope it still works. Okay, what else we got? So, the train is moving. So far, we've got coverage of everything except this little thing here. So I might just add a little building in here to block it. Even though this makes no sense for the world, I just wanna block the edge. So everything is filled up, everything is filled up, everything is fine. Then we get a little problem here because we can see through this one. That is why I wanted the camera lines. Because I could see what the camera sees. It's like 4 lines going from the camera outwards. So I need something to fill that back. So I'm gonna duplicate this again and just put it there. Rotate it slightly like so. And I think I'm honestly just gonna scale it on the X like that. So it's gonna be super thin. Maybe hop into edit mode and just bring this one up by a lot. And just make another roof. Like this. Also, this is getting old. Let's hop into Epidemic Sound and go for genres. Hip-hop, moods, laid back. That's my favorite type of music on Epidemic Sound. Works? Let me know if it's too loud, too quiet, I can fix it up later. Are they on a train? Yes, they are on a train. If I hop in my camera view, this is the train. The train is going to be viewing the entire city. That's what's going on. I'm also going to add a character, which is currently my biggest concern. And yeah, I don't have much experience with modeling and sculpting characters, but I want to get into it. I might have to leave the stream in a while because I'm expecting a package. I'm getting a converter from HDMI to DisplayPort because I bought a graphic tablet with the pen and stuff. Because it's easier to draw features, make textures, like what I'm making here. A lot of the time, I found myself in a sticky situation because mouse. How do you make textures? How do you draw with the mouse? It's way easier if you could just get a graphic tablet because your wrist is more flexible than your arm trying to draw with the mouse. So in order to get the graphic tablet working, I need the converter, which is arriving sometime today. They let me know. So I don't know when exactly is it coming, but yes. So here, I think this part here is just winding back. So if I just make a bunch of houses here, I think it should be fine. Yeah? Let me try doing that. Also, I might have to pee soon. I can't imagine how hard it is to make hair. Actually, making hair is very easy, not gonna lie. You could always just make a character that's wearing a hat and something, just cover it up. It doesn't really matter. Or the character could be like a cyberpunk robot something, or steampunk robot, even better, because that's the style I'm going for. I might actually avoid making hair altogether, yeah, thank you. Not because it's difficult, but because ain't nobody got time for that. So, hold on. There's a ledge here. But I'm gonna make like a bridge around it, and the bridge is gonna be connecting in those areas. I gotta check the reference again. Most of the bridges are on the same level, some of them are higher. So maybe when it comes around here, I can make 2 bridges be here identically, and then one of them that goes behind the edge is gonna be taller up. Okay, I don't have enough space to draw, because it always draws where the cursor is. So if I do this, I'm pretty sure it's gonna draw where the cursor is, yeah. Excuse me. In 3D it's easy, in 2D it's hard. It's equally difficult in both of them, because making hair is easy, rigging the hair is a nightmare. So yeah. What do I do? I found some houses here, let's try making that. I'm just trying to... I'm trying to stall as much as possible. I'm so afraid on working on this. You know when you have that one project that you really want to finish, but at the same time you're so terrified of trying and starting? Okay, let's see. SharpWind, hey, a couple of months ago I got banned in the Discord server because of scam links. I got hacked and they were sent everywhere. Not only on your server can I get unbanned, I'll do an appeal. Alright, hold on. I'm letting the staff know right now. Slucky Animations got his account back from scam links. Unban. There we go. I spread the message. You have been heard. Okay. I feel like if I do something like this instead, so this is going to be the layered house, but I add a cylinder, and that cylinder is going to be GZ1, and right click, set origin to 3D cursor, so it's scalable from the bottom, which is what I want, and then scale it up like that. And this could be like one of those houses which has multiple cylinders. Actually like this, and then just scale it up on the Z like that. And then just inset it inwards, so it's like it's visible from one angle. There we go. Getting some interesting shapes in there. Guys! Okay, hold on. Thank you, my lord. By the way, should I tell my Discord thing? Oh yeah, I think we have the ban stuff. The logs. Oh, I can't speak. Guys, I gotta pee. I'll be right back. I really gotta pee. I'm gonna pee my pants. I drank too much tea. I am back. Give me a sec. Hey, that rhymed. That was funny. I'm a funny man. You can drink it with almost every food. What are you guys talking about? I drink tea every day. Tea is just the best. You know what my problem with tea is? The fact that it's so good. Like, okay, I'm gonna say this out the bat. I'm a very lazy person. When I wake up in the morning, I sometimes do not eat. Not because I'm not hungry, but because I'm too lazy to make any food. Like, oh, I gotta make food. Oh, I'd rather just freaking starve or something. So I don't eat any food. I obviously have no choice. So when I get really starving, I'm like, oh, fine, I'll eat something so I don't die, you know? And usually, when I want to make tea, I'm like, oh, I don't want to make tea. It takes too long. Even though it takes like a minute for the water to boil or something, it still takes too long. But sometimes I'm like, okay, sure, why not? And I make myself tea. When I'm done drinking the tea, I'm like, you know what? That tea was really good. Now I want another one. So now then I just drink like 5 cups in a row. This is my 3rd cup. That's why I had to pee so bad. Life is difficult, man. Okay, so this is where it all just gets hidden behind a bunch of buildings. So the only thing that I have to fill is between 30 and 100, so in between these two. So let's try with this first. So I already have these two. This is obviously going to be layered, so do this. I said duplicate and then do this. It doesn't let me do that. First of all, make sure I'm on normal, scale on the Y, scale on the Z. So it's a layered house like we see here. A lot of them also have this this slanted roof thing, like the rounded roof. I gotta remember that this is actually rounded. So I'm gonna round this later on. Yeah, a lot of them have it. So I'll probably, like the ones that have a visible roof, I'll either do something like this, like with this one. Boop, boop, boop. Just scale them in more, raise it up more. And then I'll just, you know, do this and bevel the edges so it's kind of rounded. Woo, you know, something like that. But with these, I'm gonna round them the other way. So I just covered most of this here. Maybe I can add some houses on the top. And then from here, I could just, I could duplicate it and just texture it differently. Because there's a lot of similar houses here. No. Let's not take the lazy route. Let's do this instead. What's an interesting house shape? Like there's a lot of detail in some of these. I want to keep it as easy as possible because I've got a lot of work on my hands. Coffee is not my thing. Same here. Coffee makes me want to poop. I'm not calling it bad. Like that's the reason I have to poop, but it's just it physically makes me want to poop every time I drink coffee. Anybody else? Does anyone else have this problem? My difficult life. I can't drink coffee because I have to. It makes me want to poop. I'll do this like that. Also shade smooth, auto smooth 30. I feel like this is pretty much it. Like this is my entire scene. I have to make sure though, this thing is part of the building and this thing is also part of the building. Yes, okay. Just making sure. Or is that transparent? I can see behind this. Yes. So see, there is a little bit of space there. I gotta fix it. So I'll just Alt D. I'll make an instance of this here to just hide the background. That's it. So I never get to see the background. There's always something there, like lots of houses and stuff. And since these are actually all the same, as you see, if I mess with one, I'm gonna mess with all of them, which is great. So I basically make 3 of them at the same time. If I change the UV maps on this one and make a texture form, they're all gonna pretty much be the same. So I cut down some work, I cut down some memory, plus I get more stuff. So I was thinking now, let's deselect everything. Let's add a plane. First of all, I want to scale it up and then move it somewhere here. Rotate it perhaps, yes. And then hop into edit mode because I'm gonna bring this in, bring this out, and then control right click, control right click, and make a little pathway here. I think it can end there. And now if I raise it up, pretty much I have to go back to the... Where's my camera? There it is. I have to go back to the start so I can see where that even is. And now if I raise this up, just so I can see the pathway, right? Because any detail is a good amount of detail. What if I raise it up like it's above the train tracks, like that? Actually, because it kind of makes sense for the roof to be here, like that. I never said it was easy, like making these things is hard. So just do this, and this. So, I know there's better tools to select multiple things. I just really want to get down to it and just make it thick so it's visible. Oh, that's a thick bridge. Okay. And I'll just add some rails and stuff to this to make it look like the bridge that I can see here. And I'm also gonna connect it to the center here. I think I could use two of them. So like one of these, this one could be extruded out. And let me, if I hop into top view, rotate it around and just do something like this. Actually, this thing also has its own thing. So if I just extrude this, so it's going around there. Like this one also has its own little circle going around it, if that makes sense. So if I just extrude this one, move it out, rotate it like that, scale it on everywhere but the z-axis, like that. And now if I extrude this again and place it here, we kind of get a connection point between these two faces. So if I just delete these faces and select these two edge loops, go into bridge edge loops, we have the second bridge. And now I hop into face mode and I can just make the bridge around the whole thing. I don't know why there's two, but there's also two here, even though they don't go to the same place. Actually, yeah, let's not do that. Let's do something else. So if I just unextrude these two, like this, maybe I can extrude this one to go, to kind of end here, right? So it kind of just goes back into the building, like this. And this is the dead end. And the bridge here is gonna go out and it's gonna go up. Global, it's gonna go up. Not that much though. Scale on everything but the Z, so it's a little bit thinner. Top view, rotate, move. So it's kind of going in a different direction. And we can all tell that. Great. We don't need to know where that's going. Let's see what the chat says. Coffee machine. I'll get back to the coffee machine. I have a story in mind. I just joined and it started 1 hour ago. I kind of like how me and SharpWind are working on environments. Yeah, coincidence. Like I'm working for a Blender movie I'm making. Oh, that's nice. I wanna do more with Blender. Maybe it's time I start naming these things. So raised platform, middle building. Yes. Nice model so far. I mean, it's just a blockout. The model is in here in the train. I wanna see what it looks like when I remove the reference photos. Kinda curious. Also, I turned the lights off. I said I turned the lights off. Why are the lights not showing? The lights are not parented to the thing. I'm almost 100% certain. If I go back to frame 1 and render it here, it's gonna work. Yep, I forgot to parent the lights. So that's one more thing I gotta do. Sure. Let's do this. So this light should be parented to that object. This light should be parented to that with an object constraint. This light, I can make this smaller. This light should be parented to this guy. This light should be parented to this guy. And this This big light should be parented to the train itself. And these two bottom lights underneath the chairs should also be parented to this big one. If I'm not mistaken here, everything is moving except this one. Did I accidentally duplicate it? There's two lights in here. I did not know about this. So if I render mode, let's see what it looks like. Is it too much? This looks great to me. And now if I move away without this light, it kind of feels different. Okay, there are two lights and they're both important. I'll just parent both of them. I didn't know that was a thing. So one, this is the right light. To this object parent. So now they're both just gonna follow along and the lighting's not gonna change. Great. SharpWind, did you quit Maya? I see you using only Blender from now on. Yes, Maya freaking sucks. And it's a miracle how I held on for this long. It's awful. I do not support Maya. Oh, also I think I should kind of fix this thing. So it can go inwards a little bit, rotate around, and now extrude and move away like that. So we still keep our bridge, but at the same time it doesn't look broken and it looks intentional. And also this one could go out, so there's less of a rough transition there. I'll add the bevels and everything later. What matters now is that we got this working. Like that, and everything is parented. Now I think I should somewhat organize the scene, because everything is in the replaceable thing. So this is the wall, this is my train. I'm gonna call this train. This is the main thing. Reflections test, I can delete this. I was testing something. Raised platform is here, middle building is here. Floor number 1 is the floor that I got with the project. I can delete that as well. This is my actual floor, okay? And all the other stuff is just cylinders and cubes because I didn't name anything. So I feel like select everything except the train. Press M, put it in a new collection, call it Zon, because this is Zon. So now the project is not a mess because in here it's only like there's only the train in here. Train. Do not touch, for some reason, the camera's in here because Clint didn't want anybody to touch the camera, even though I'm gonna do that. Shh, don't tell Clint. I remember, though, how in the past you said Blender has more tutorials. Like, I don't know, the community is more friendly and, not nerd or something like that. I have Blender, but I don't know where to start. Yeah, my exact words, I think, were, when you open up Blender, you're instantly greeted with hundreds of thousands of tutorials from a very active and welcoming community, and you can learn pretty much anything. Just Google Blender tutorial, you've got all the results. Whenever you try to watch a Maya tutorial, you're pretty much just going to be met with a 60-year-old dude telling you what a vertex is. So that's also one of the downsides if you want to use Maya. But yeah, Blender's great. Like, after the 2.8 update, the interface was changed and is actually very intuitive and friendly and stuff, so I got really used to it. So I kind of like it a lot. Welcome. Someone said hello. I'm reading this on the freaking chat thing. Woo! This thing. Streaming is so much easier when you have two monitors. Let's see. What do we call this one? First. Okay, how about just one building? So it's the first on the list. Let's collapse these two. Put this down. Zon. Oops. Number 1 building. Or just first building. This one is gonna be the last building. I don't know. Okay, first building 2. Which one is it? This one as well. This one is gonna be called first building 3, because they all share the same thing. This one is also shared by many, right? So this is the last building, and I'm gonna select this one, call it last building 2. I'm pretty sure it was this one, yeah? Last building 3, because they're identical. I'm gonna call this the second building, honestly, because I don't know. Second building. This was the last one. This is like the store roof. And this is gonna be the store itself. I don't even think it's visible, so I'm just gonna delete this store entirely because it's not there, right? It makes no sense for me to keep it in. Yeah, most of the Maya tutorials are outdated, like from 2008, like that. Yeah. Your animations are great, thank you very much. I'm trying my best. I'm glad you like them. Back to the Maya thing. The problem is that Maya is the industry standard and they pay with licenses, which means their code, like all their code and stuff, is closed in. So only the people that actually work on Maya have access to its code, whereas Blender is open source. So anybody can just make add-ons, tutorials. I mean, anybody can make tutorials, but add-ons, mostly add-ons and scripts and stuff like that, which help the community a lot. The developers see that, plus they have forums and a foundation and stuff where they can talk and take feedback. So this is actually built by the community. The developers coded it, but the community actually built it, which I think is really beautiful. Blender was made by the people for the people, pretty much, and Maya is just this big corporate dude that has to rely on getting licenses and stuff. Last building floor, first building. Okay, we have a bunch of cubes and cylinders left. This is gonna be, I don't know, fat building. This is gonna be unnoticed corner building, because no one's gonna see it. This is gonna be the corner building. This is just, I don't know, lonely building, because it's lonely, just like we all are. I was watching your channel. Once again, thank you. Glad you enjoy the content. I'm planning on making a Blender tutorial. This, what I'm doing right here, is also going to be a Blender video. So I'm gonna make a video of myself making this, just like with the League of Legends turret, my most recent one. I think it's in the description. I think I put it in the description. So yeah, if you looking forward to that, I'm looking forward to having you there. I'm not good with words, man. I didn't come prepared to this live stream at all. Just said, let's stream. All right, zero preparation. Boom, go live. What do I call this one? Weird building, because it's weird. This one is the first building. This one is the last building. Actually, let's go with cubes like that. So this is the lonely building 2. Lonely building 2, because it's the second lonely one. This one is layered 1. Layered 1. And this one is going to be the layer 2. We only have 3 more unnamed ones. What's the opposite of symmetry? Asymmetric. Asymmetric building. I don't know if I spelled that correctly. Doesn't matter. Round layered 1. And this one's gonna be the round layer 2. So I've kind of named my buildings. I want to see what the view looks like from the train. And I'm planning on adding more buildings and shapes and stuff, obviously, because there's a lot of stuff to add here. So there's a lot of stuff going on here. I don't think I need too many shapes. You can see there's a lot of depth, a lot of different parallax here, which looks nice. The middle is empty. I'm going to have to add layers to the middle cylinder here. This kind of looks nice, but at the same time, it's missing something. So are there any bridges here? Yes, they are. I'm gonna add some bridges here, make another tall building in the background, maybe another layer like this, just slightly lower down. Maybe I can get away with duplicating it and tweaking it, we'll see. So if I do this, no I can't, I have to make my own. Deselect, add a plane, scale it up, bring the plane here, rotate it like that. Sorry, my bad. I call him Ostry Veter because that's the Russian translation for SharpWind. Close enough. It's close enough. I'm actually Slovenian, not Russian. It might be Ostry Veter in Russian. It's a very similar pronunciation. Like, it's pretty much the same thing, but yeah. Ostri veter in Slovenian. Slovenian is cringe, bro. Not gonna lie. It's way easier for me to speak in English than in Slovenian, because Slovenian is cringe. Gross. Disgusting. Just do, oops. Nah, that's not what I wanted. Just do this, and then extrude it up. So we have a little platform going up. Like that, hiding behind the thing. Actually, if I really want to spare my memory, I can just do this, and select this one. Just delete these faces, because I'm pretty sure they're not visible. Yes, they are from other angles. Alright, let's leave it there. I've got 2 overhangs. So this is the raised platform 2. I could have just called it overhang to keep the names short. Let's see. Roasting your language. Yes, Slovenian is cringe. Dude. Just like, okay, let's say you're watching a movie. All the English movies, like, you're just used to hearing them. Someone says, example, I love you, Joanna, whatever. And in Slovenian, it's like, ljubim te. It's freaking, I can't listen to it. I don't know. I mean, some people say Slovenian is a beautiful language, and okay, thank you. Very nice. I agree to some extent, but as beautiful as everybody claims to be, it is. Claimed is to be English. Yes, it's also very cringe. Hello, how are you? Well, I'm working on something and I'm kind of stuck. I'm pushing myself out of the comfort zone, so I'm taking a lot of time to think everything that I do. I'm not very productive right now. So is this copy, put it there, rotate it around, go to normal, scale on the Y, like that, scale on the Z. Okay, let's call it Lonely Building 3. This is also a lonely one, so I added some skyline there. I feel like I also want to add like secondary layers. For example, on this building here, it's visible, right? So, you know, like you have the balcony, which is supported by 2 weird shapes. I want to make something like that here. So I feel like I can just duplicate this one. Just put it out like that. And also casts a shadow and kind of blocks some of the ceiling, which I also think is pretty cool. Ooh, also move it apart so there's slight gaps and imperfections everywhere. So this is the second building, and I'm gonna call it second building 2 because it's on top of it. How are you, Don't call me Gregory, please. Your work is amazing. That cylinder is plain. I mean, everything is plain so far. I haven't added any of the details. I'm just blocking out the scene first. And this in between here is where I'm gonna have like the 2 support beams. I think I could just model it from this one. So if I just... Let's try adding the first set of details into this. Because why not? I feel like be more interesting this way. So something like this. And then select these like that and just dissolve edges. Dissolve edges. There. And then I get another one in here. Like this. And from there it's actually very simple. Just select these 2 and extrude them downwards. Like extrude like that. Then I can inset like that. Then I can extrude like that again. Extrude like that. Because it's gonna be like this, I think. I think that's gonna look nice. I'm not too sure, but this is why we try things. So if I do this, and now this thing, does it have any scale? It does, so I have to apply the scale. And now if I do this, I feel like that's gonna work. So, first of all, I bevel this with a lot of subdivisions, like this. And then if I could come in here, go to custom. Yeah, I already have it from the train before, something custom like this. So now I can customize the bevel pretty much, and that's what I'm gonna do. Oh no! I've lost it. I'll do it again. There's a bunch of presets as well. Maybe support loops? No. Molding? Ah. Does that look nice? I don't know. Do I want to use this on my building? Nah. I'll come back to it. Crown molding. No, that's not it. Steps. That's even worse. I'll just go with default and just make something myself. Also, I want all these to be completely, you know, to have, what are they called? Why does it keep on closing on me? Stop it! This is the third time. You. I want to give you a freaking Bezier. That's what it is. Is it missing something else? Maybe this drops in more. Too much, like that. It's missing like an outline here and maybe an outline on the back. So I'll fix that. What can I add to this shape though? I think it looks nice. Shade smooth, auto normals. What if I just isolate this building so I can see what I'm working on? First of all, I think I've added too much geometry here. So I'm gonna delete a bunch of these. X, delete faces. Also, these two could be connected. So I'm gonna bridge these and then all these can be a face and all these could also be a face. So now it's kind of blocked in. And now this could also be a face and this could also be a face. So now at least I have a clean geometry. Your animations are great. Thank you very much. I'm glad you like them. I haven't checked chat in a while. I'm trying my best. There's lots of practice and stuff involved. This is a really long journey. If I press render mode, I want to see what the city looks like with a bit of added detail. I like the fog. Ooh, this is gonna be so great. Like, I'm gonna give it a green tint. I'm gonna make everything in here just perfect. You know what I mean? I'm so motivated. This is one of the things that I actually feel motivated to do. Let's go back in here because I feel like, why is this not going all the way around? You okay, bro? Let's add a loop cut here. And then just hop into orthographic mode and center on this building. Go into face mode and select all the faces on this side and delete the faces. So now, hop out of orthographic. If I give this a mirror modifier, where is it? Mirror, select the y-axis and clip them at the start. Pretty much, I only have to model this once instead of having to do it twice. That's all that I've done. Okay, knife tool, like this. Press X, so it's limited on the X. Is it the normal X? Okay, escape. Global. Once again, knife tool. Like this. Limit on the X. Boom. How is the X-axis changing? I thought it's normal view. Never mind then. Let me just do this then. X. This should be because it's orthographic from the side. So I'll just do it like this. X. Enter. And now I can do it from the back as well. Like boom. X. X. Yeah. Enter. K for knife tool. X for X. Click enter. Cool. And now I pretty much just connect them up because these are just vertices. This is the first one, enter. And this is the second one, enter. Now that I finally got this thing going, I can just select all of them. E to extrude and Alt S to scale outwards for some extra little detail. That's all I was doing all this time. Now let's hop out of isolated mode. Cool. Thanks, SharpWind. If you have a good microphone and knowledge of explaining, I would do Adobe Animate tutorials. I would not do Adobe Animate because that's not something I like. I enjoy my 3D, thank you very much. You are good at Blender, thank you. I mean, I haven't really done anything crazy in this live stream, except if you're talking about the train, because this does kind of look alright. But the city itself, so far, is just a bunch of blocks. So let's not jump ahead of ourselves here. I feel like I have to earn to be called good in Blender. So far I've made a bunch of shapes and that's not enough for me. I'm not satisfied with my skill level yet. Let's do this. Let's extrude this. I can't do it this way because it's gonna summon on the floor. So let's do this. I'm gonna make this go all the way around, or at least as far as the camera's gonna see. Scale this out so it goes a little bit outwards as well, so it's not completely perfect. I like the fact that I'm doing everything here just, you know, by hand. There's no special operation that lets me do it instantly. Let's hop into proportional editing, because I kind of want to drop this down a little bit. So let's put this down and scale proportional editing up. So the whole bridge is now being brought down with it. So it's got several layers to this as well. Maybe I also want to rotate it like that, so it's kind of obvious that it's going down. And now turn off proportional editing. And now I feel like this thing, which is the x-axis, the y, scale it on the y by 0, so it's facing forwards, and now when I extrude it's not gonna go up or down, and it's gonna keep the elevation the same. Do this, and I think that's it. Like it's hidden behind the thing. So this is my bridge here. This bridge here could also be already raised up. So if I do this, I forgot to turn on proportional editing. It's gonna be like this. Maybe scale them down so it's just this simple bridge. And this thing could also be going up like so, right? So it feels like it's raised for a purpose. And now this could also go down with proportional editing. So I give it some interesting shapes and stuff, right? So it doesn't all stay consistent and whatnot. Maybe this one could go down as well, like this. And this one. I'm just gonna make some manual corrections. Like, just like with the turret thing, it's a bad habit of mine. I gotta do it manually. That's how I get the best results for my likings. There we go. Now it feels a little bit more randomized and scrappy, like it's made from scrap material. Holy shit, I just watched the art animations in this, and now this stream, and now my recommendation is filled with art and Blender. That YouTube algorithm. Dude, let me rant. I gotta rant. The algorithm has gotten so freaking bad. I watch one video from a guy talking about a toaster, say example, and the next day that's all I see. All the channels that I've been following for years and years, no, you're not seeing this in your recommended anymore. You got toasters. You want to see a toaster? I'll show you a toaster. That's pretty much it. Control J, I think, puts them all in the same one. Cool. Delete this, delete the faces. I'm spitting. Bridge edge loops. Boom, I got another bridge. How about that? Also, I feel like this could go a little bit down now, and this could go a little bit up now, just to level the bridge. Then again, we don't have any safety precautions because this is Zon. We are the Undercity. Nobody cares about Zon. Seriously, how have you not seen Arcane? I'm still baffled by this. Chris, what the hell? Go watch Arcane right now. Seriously, like there's not a thing that I could say it's lacking. Like there's the voice acting, the animation, the lighting, the composition, everything in it is just so freaking beautiful. It's like somebody finally let the artists be artists and do their thing. And that's how you get a masterpiece. And that's what they got. It's one of the most viewed series in the world for a reason, as of now. Also, I don't feel like liking this roof anymore, so I'll just do this. Yes. Also, this has to be quad topology, so I'm gonna cut it up. Like this, and like this. There we go. I was gonna do something with that. So, what I'm doing here is just the basic shapes, because it's so super tiny that no one's gonna see the imperfections. But at the same time, the geometry needs to support the textures and be consistent of quads. So maybe I'm gonna raise this up a little bit. And I feel like the best way that I could get away with what I'm trying to do here is if I add 2 of these here. And just do something like this. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. I'm just trying something. So if I do this. And then extrude this, I think. Is that what I'm doing? Yeah, I think so. If I do this and just move them down. Something like that, maybe. And let's go ahead and add some extra details here, just because. That's a huge window. I'm just doing something. I don't even know if that's a good thing or not. I'm just randomly modeling. Okay, and this, if it comes back to this, SZ0. I messed it up, but I'm just gonna reconstruct this part. Just faces, connect this, connect this, connect this. It's fine. Like, this is one of the more luxurious ones, like this. And now I also have a bunch of extra geometry, so let's go to individual origins. If I do this, no, that's not what I wanted, so I'll just do them separately. Who cares? Normal X like that, inset, scale on X like that, select both of them, extrude inwards, boom. Got a bunch of windows, I guess. This thing is gonna have like a little rail around it, and I feel like it could use like a circular window. I don't know how to do that though. Let's go cursor to selected, mesh, circle. Is that straight? It is not straight. I'm not sure how to do that now, but who cares? Actually, no, I do know how to do that. So rotate on the X by 90. Bring this out on the global Y. Thank you. And now if I... No more individual origins, like this. And now if I fill this, so this is now a window. And this is also gonna be very extruded. And now inset it. And extrude it back inwards, I think. No. I have a better idea. These two faces are both gonna be inset at the same time, like this. Boom. Now I'm gonna delete the faces. And now going to bridge edge loop. So now I got a circle. Perfect. And I'm gonna add 2 of these in here. Scale on the Y to move them apart. Can you make a Minimeter live video? I don't do Minimeter anymore. Sorry, boys. I have moved on to Blender. I have now ascended. I'm a Blender boy. Now this circle has, I think, 23. I think that's too much geometry, but I've messed it up now. I'm just fully committed. So RX90. Just move it out on the Y. Scale it down on the Y, so it's about the same size as that thing. It doesn't matter too much. Again, this is very far away. I don't know why I I'm still going for tiny details, but I think it might look pretty okay if I just add these details in. Don't judge me, it's fine. I'm also going to extrude this bit a bit and scale it in, so it's kind of rounded-ish. And now I'm gonna take two faces from up here and connect it to the two faces down here. If I go bridge edge loops, that works. Take two faces here and two faces here. Bridge edge loops. Just like that. So two of these and two of these. Bridge edge loops. Is there like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? I was hoping there's like a middle one, like in the center or something, so I could just make a few corners, but I think this looks pretty nice as well. What if I tried like 2, just like before, like this? If I do bridge edge loops, does that look too much? Let's go with it. Let's go with it. This is experimental anyway. Like, I don't plan on winning the competition. I just want to push myself out of my comfort zone, which is what I'm doing right now, which is great. Because the more you push yourself out of your comfort zone, the better you get at these things. So, if I do this, this is now connected up there. Great. What if I just manually select these? Is that gonna do it? I hope so. I have a little idea, and I'm not sure if it's gonna work or not, but like, if I do this. Okay, where's the issue? Where's the issue? The backside is still connected in a weird way. Okay, what? Okay, F3, merge by distance, 0 vertices. Huh, that's strange. Okay, better idea. If I do this, and if I do this, yeah. If I do this, yes, yes, yes. I'm just gonna be clicking on these and just move the vertices instead, because that's gonna work. I'm sure it's gonna work. Yeah, like that, like that. And I have to make sure that no other vertices are selected. Like these, for an example. These have to be deselected. And it's crucial for this to work. Ooh, and there's a bunch of them at the back that are not selected. That's what I'm talking about. This is what broke it last time. Like this. And none of the other ones are selected. So now if I do this, I got a little twist. Yeah. Where are Minimator episodes? Guys, I'm no longer a Minimator channel. I don't do Minimator anymore. I'm a Blender boy. This is what I'm doing now. Because I want to get a job in the actual industry, and this was my goal from the very start. So, here I am now. Okay, let's put the cursor to the world origin so I can see what's going on. And yeah, you know, actually you can see this thing, right? It actually does appear on the final thing. I didn't do this for nothing. It's actually quite noticeable, so that's a good thing. Sometimes it's good to make details, even though nobody's gonna see them, but it's a good thing. Okay, let's see. Rip my animator. You can make the periods of 3D and 2D, but you need knowledge of shading and stuff. Yes, I know, but it takes a lot of work, and I prefer 3D in general. Not only is it easier to make stuff like this, but also it's fun, it's intuitive. You get to do procedural stuff. Procedural is amazing. Like geometry nodes and stuff. You don't have that in 2D. You gotta draw your own stuff. That's what I mean. Where is the Minimator update? The update, it said beginning of spring. It's not spring yet, it's February. So probably in March, like next month, I think it should be coming out. Please, can you see your Minimator app in your screen? Guys, I don't do Minimator anymore. There's so many people here saying. I'm sorry, I know it comes off as a shock, but still. I think I've made it clear with the past few videos. Apparently not, though. Apparently I should have made more videos with Blender? I think it's C, yeah. And then I press C. Like that. Extrude upwards. Yes. And now extrude outwards. Like that. And now select this. Bring it. What did I just do? Unhide. Bring it down. And Alt S inwards. Like this. And maybe this one could be brought down more. So there's an underhang. And this one could be brought up more. So the underhang is way more obvious. Like that. With the shadows and stuff. And all of these, if I just copy into C, now that I figured out this shortcut again, I could scale this in, maybe. And adjust this one. Just bring it up more. Like that. Yeah. Alt S maybe to scale it up. Like this. One more. And now if I try to go on shade smooth and auto smooth at 30 degrees, is that the final look? Because it does just look like a regular building from afar, right? That's what I mean. Because it doesn't have much detail. It's very... I don't have to put in so much work and so much effort for every tiny little detail because no one's gonna see that. So I think this could be like my final building. I just need to add a few more windows and stuff. Maybe I'm feeling the details. Because I'm gonna spend a lot of time just tweaking this and stuff. Like this, and I'll just insert it again like this, and I'll extrude this little bit out just like that, because some windows do have that. I don't know if it's gonna be noticeable or not. Probably with the textures. I should have made this with the texture. I'm gonna delete this, no one cares. I should start adding rails. Just rails. Okay, so if I do this, this is going along those lines, like this. Okay, and this, which is going into nothing. And then this, and this, and this, and this, and this, which is also going into nothing. And then the final one, I think it's this one, where it's going around there. These are all the edges which have the rails. So now, if I just extrude it up like that. Actually, no, I gotta see how big my human reference is. Where's my human? It's on the train? No? I've lost my human. Is it on the seats? Is it in the lights? Is it on the camera? Yeah, but I don't know. Raised platform. I've lost my human, guys. How does that happen? These are the seats. The train walls. Where is it? Is it in the seats one? No? Did I accidentally delete it? It's not in Zon, is it? Of course it's not. Lights. No. Is it in the don't touch? No, because that's not the one. It's gotta be in the train one. Train, wall, lamps, floor, ceiling. These are the lamp bases. Where's the human? Dude. Okay, let's assume from the height of the tram. This is the human, so E and Z, like this. I feel like this is roughly the size of, you know, a person. Like this. Huh? Like if I scale the human down, if I place him next to that, I feel like that's it. So now I gotta select this. This one is done. This one is also selected. This one, cool. And there's this one, which kind of goes around. So all this, I'm gonna press P to separate them by selection. So now these are two separate items. One's the rails and one is the platform, and one of them is just the rails that I'm gonna add. So it's like a fence, I don't know what the word is. I think the rails, calling it rails is the normal way. I'm slowly moving on to Adobe Animate since 3D isn't my thing anymore, though I will rarely make Minimeter lighting, alright? So sad for Minimeter, someone said. I mean, Minimeter, just like Nimi said, it's a great software if you want to start learning and get the basic idea, but it's not something, it's not an end goal, right? Because with Blender you can do so many things, and with other 3D software. Let me just save this. I wanna show an example. Blender projects, I think it's in renders. Just like, look at this, right? I made this just for fun because I can in Blender. There's so many different things you can do. Like, this is my wallpaper screensaver. I could do this for an actual animation company and they could use it in a movie. I could rig this to make it move. It's like a giant stone plate turret which actually shoots freaking magic out of the crystal. All of a sudden, there's no limitations. You can just do anything you want. Okay, here's a bunch of renders that I made for my Discord server icons. Anything is possible. You're not limited to just Minecraft and Minimator and voxels and stuff. Look, like, you can go stylized, you can go realistic, you can do anything. Like, this is a Christmas render. Crystals. Smoke. Look at this. You got smoke simulations and fire and stuff. Minimator doesn't have that, and you can use all of that with advanced 3D softwares, which is why I moved on to this, and this was my end goal from the very start. And now I'm slowly kind of living my dream, if that makes sense. I wonder if I isolate this selection, and yes, I gotta stop doing that. Zon. I need Zon visible for this. Edit mode, and then this. If I select the bottom rail, and select this bottom rail and that bottom rail, as well as this bottom rail, alright? I feel like if I press X and just only edges and faces, yes, I am left with a, what is this called? Like a wireframe. This is a wireframe, and hop out of the thing. This is just edges. There's no faces. You're not gonna be able to see this. Like on the animation, when I click render, there's gonna be nothing here. But because I have the edges, and this is a mesh, this is a mesh which has edges that are not connected. So there's no polygons, just edges. And if I apply it's either a wireframe modifier or a skin modifier. One of them is gonna work. Wireframe doesn't look like it works, so it's a skin modifier. This. So now, if I hop back into edit mode, select all of my points, all of my points, and then they have a mean radius of X and Y. So if I drop this down, you can see I kind of got myself a rail, right? So this is gonna be like the thick railing, and I just used a modifier for this, and it's very simple, very basic. But if you look at it from afar, it kind of looks like a rail. I'm gonna add multiple, what is it called? Like multiple little metal parts. God damn it, bars. Multiple bars in between them. I'm not talking to you, Sharp. Hi. Don't smoke, guys. No, don't. What's the conversation? Like, what's the conversation doing? I'm lost. How long has it been? It has been almost 2 hours, and it's a little over 5 p.m. now. I got a little bit more time left, and then my brother is gonna come over. I can't help to notice, but to see that these are not actually working the way they should. What happened? Excuse me, sir. Can you please tell me what happened to you? How did this happen? Why is it only appearing on the... Is this set to 0 for some reason? What's going on? Don't tell me they all have to be connected for this to work. Are you serious? Okay, let's try something. If I press linked and then P by selection, now this is its own object and it has the skin modifier. But no, this actually doesn't work. So what gives? If I reapply the skin modifier, Excuse me, what? What's the problem here? Can you tell me? I think it was on 11. Yeah, like that. Can you tell me what the problem is? Like, and now if I join these two, it works all of a sudden. What? My brain does not comprehend this. Okay, so what if I just, you know, delete this and reapply the skin modifier? It just breaks again. Okay, so if I just undo, I don't get it. I really don't get it. So, okay, let's do it this way. Separate by selection. Now I have this thing, and I'm gonna reapply the skin modifier to this. Hop into edit mode, select all of these, and put it back down to 11, like this. And now select this two, and join them together, and now it works. Okay, okay, fine. You win. I don't understand Blender anymore. How and why is this happening? I don't know. Am I gonna question this? Also no, because it seems to work. Separate by selection. Now this thing, remove the skin modifier, reapply the skin modifier, go back into edit mode, select all of these, put these back down to 11, and now select both of them and join them again. And all of a sudden I have a working fence that I couldn't have before for whatever reason. What's this music? Change the music. I don't like music. Like, not this one. Let's go with jazz. Jazz is also always nice. Vocals, no vocals. And now, we got some jazz going on. It's actually getting dark. I gotta turn on the lamp. Okay. It's not actually that dark, but the camera just, you know, it's dumb. Railing. Sure. Somebody just honked. Is that for me? Did the package arrive? No. I guess it wasn't for me then. Okay, what do we have here? What do we tackle next? Like, I could just start making details on this first building because that's the building we see. So let's do that. Let's just take it slow, go one by one. And let's see what we can add to this building. I said I'm gonna take inspiration from this one, which has a lot of, yeah. Is there a building which is really tall? Okay, we can add the metal ones. We can add a bit of intrusion here and there. Cool. I'm trying to see how I would do this after I've already done, you know, goof. I've already done goof. So maybe I can add this thing. It's gonna be textures like this. I think the arrow is not supposed to be here. I can add little windows, this thing here, the metal pipes, maybe one of these circles on the side. Maybe make a sign poking out of it with a lantern. I'm gonna make a lantern. I wanna make a lantern. I've made up my mind. The lantern's gonna be placed in this CG world. I don't care. Scale this down a little bit. Let's go. Edit mode. Make an edge here. And I'm watching the camera to see where it is. So select these and just E to extrude. Alt S to scale. So it's going to be like a little extrusion. Tiny one. Add a new edge loop, which is going to be right there. Select the faces again, E to extrude, Alt S to scale out, like this. And I gotta come back to the reference because I want to see what this is. It does come back, alright. A little bit, but it's out further than it was before. Okay, cool. So now, I need another edge loop. So just add an edge loop right there. And now, I feel like I'm gonna have to clean this up, like on the top. Just dissolve face edges. Never mind. I'm just gonna delete all the top faces. I can just merge them together. This one, and this one. That's it. Delete the faces. Now, select these faces. E to extrude, Alt S to scale, and scale them in, but more than it was scaled before. You can see the parallax here, so it's fine. And now, because this is so stupid, I have another edge up here, which I never wanted, so I'm just gonna delete, faces, there, do this, connect them. I actually don't even need to connect them. That's gonna make more room on the UV map. I don't need to connect them because I don't see the top's not visible. So I've made this little extrusion. What now? If I frame in on this. Sharp, were you on drugs and Twitter? No, it's just shower thoughts. That's ADHD, man. I was born like this. If no, then how many fingers am I holding? I think that's not really connected. Like, ADHD, substances, and me being psychic, those are 3 completely different things. You're trying to make them, you know, correlate to one another, but that's not how it goes. Okay, let's do this. Take all of these vertices, and I'm just gonna move this entire thing up. I feel like that looks better. Because there's a walkway down here, right? And if there's gonna be people here, I still want to make the lantern, so, you know, so they don't bonk on the head. They don't get bonked on the head. There's also these metal pipes. I want to add these. How do I do that in the most convenient way possible? I know there's a lot of shortcuts where you can just map them around buildings and stuff, but for some reason, I don't know them. The most useful thing I could know at this point. Actually, do I just add this in edit mode? Yeah, I'm gonna add this in edit mode to avoid having too much work. Actually, no, I'm gonna re-add the cylinder and I'm gonna drop the freaking resolution. I'm also going to render it without any cap, like this, and now I'm gonna put it out like that. Scale it down, so it's about this thick. GZ, scale, oops, scale on the Z. Actually, do I even need this freaking large scale? I can just scale it down. Save some room on the UV map, for God's sake. Sharp, learn from yourself. And now, select these. Extrude it down on the Z by this much. And move it inwards like that. Add an edge loop. And then move that out like, oof, perspective. And move that out like that. And now these can just be extruded down into the floor. And nobody asks any questions. Shade smooth, auto 30. That's it. And one last touch that I could give this is maybe add a cut here, add a cut here. Select this edge loop, extrude outwards. That's the wrong one. Alt S to scale and just give it a bit of a thickness. Boom. Alt S. Like that. Also, what is this music? What have we been listening to? Stop. Luna. Thought it's relaxing. Jazz is supposed to be relaxing. You always gotta ask a guy who's under the fingers he's showing. Sharp, if that's a good idea, but before moving on to Blender, I move on to Source Filmmaker. Or should I just do Blender already? Because I want to make sci-fi space animations. There's no reason why you shouldn't just move to Blender instantly. Honestly. I feel like if you're trying to make the middle stop with the Source Filmmaker thing, it just kind of sounds like you're trying to postpone the whole thing because you're afraid of starting on Blender. It's not actually as scary as it seems at first. All you need is a good tutorial. I actually got a course for Blender, and once you get like the basic tutorial, basic knowledge, it's very, very simple, really. Like it's nothing to be afraid of. And once you got that, it's pretty much like, that's it. Like, you learn something, and from then you're not really getting anything new. You're just practicing what you've already established before. Pretty much. Like, for my last few videos, I've just been doing the same things over and over again, pretty much. Because I've learned the basics, and now what I'm doing is just, you know, messing around with the software. Practicing. Does that make sense? What have I just done? Maybe this one is too close. Most of the time, all the problems that I'm facing are actually not because I wouldn't know how to use the software, but is this a good idea? Or, like, technically, I have all the technical skills that I need to be able to create pretty much anything. Like, I could make Godzilla right now if I wanted to. I know how to do it. I know how to sculpt. I know how to model. I know how to do everything. But what I don't know is how to make it look good. Like, do I place the little pointy things on the right side, or do I tweak them a little bit on this side? And because of those little things, because I lack the practice, you could say, because of all the little things and not enough practice, my Godzilla would look like he has Down syndrome, to put it simply. So once you learn the software, it's just practice. And I started using Blender less than a year ago, like a year ago maximum. I could check when I made my first project, but even then, so the first project was Grumbot, and it was at the end of 2020. Oh no, I've revisited it. I've revisited the project at the end of 2021, but why are all of them renders? Maybe these are gonna be more reliable. Date. I need the date and time. Oh, I bought a new PC and I had to copy all my projects. Yeah, I don't think I'm getting a date here, because I bought the I bought the computer and I got it on the... Oh no, it says 21st, modified on the 21st of June 2021. So it hasn't even been a full year. It's been like 6 months or something since I started using Blender. So in 6 months, I don't consider myself a pro in any way. Like, I have a lot to learn, I have a ton of practice to make, but if I got to learn Blender to a good enough degree to be able to make something like this, seats and lights, to be able to make something like this in 6 months, from then it's only practice. Like, I know how to use the software, now all I need is practice, which is also why I'm in this challenge thing. I'm seeing the lights are not doing what they're supposed to. They're just kind of off to the sides. I gotta fix this. Hold on. Solid. Make you smaller. Close this. Where's the train? But the light is inside. Is it just a reflection then? Never mind. I'm just worried. I want to make it look good. And I can't even make my own sky sphere. In my Mater it's easy, but in SFM it's a task already. That's why I want to move to Blender. In Blender it's very simple. All you gotta do is go into the world settings here, click the color, and click environment texture, and select a texture. That's it. That's literally all the work you gotta do. And if you want to customize, like, the rotation and stuff, you go into the shader editor, go into the world settings, and in here, you just add a mapping node and just change the direction. Like, it's very simple. Honestly, that's what I'm saying. It's really easy to learn things, and if you really want to, like, if you start with Blender, just start off by doing something on your own, like a project of your own. Say, oh, I want to make a Goomba in 3D, and then, oh, I don't actually know how to make multiple shapes in a single object, and you just Google the answer, and you know the answer, and that's it. Like, that's how I learned most of the things. I didn't know how to make custom bevels here. If you were around when I made this bevel, usually when you make a bevel, you just select a face, and then you just press Ctrl B and bevel it. I still have the custom bevel turned on. Yeah, super vertices, no custom, that's it. Yeah, you just make a bevel like this. But then I googled how to make custom bevels, and there's an option right here, and you can customize the profile of the bevel, and you'll learn it. And now it's a skill that's yours for the rest of your life. You're just going around collecting skills and put them in your pocket. I used to do that a lot in primary school. My brother, he was in high school, and one of his friends made one of those ninja paper shurikens, like you can fold in like 8 times to get the blades out and stuff. And I was like, whoa, that's so cool. And what I did is I took it, I put it apart, and I saw how it was made, and I learned how it works, and now I can make my own. And that's what I did with pretty much all things. Like, whenever I saw something that I really like, I just took it apart and see how it works. Like a month ago, somebody asked me to, if I could do After Effects. And I was like, yeah, sure. Like, let me know what you need and how much your budget is, and I can help you out. And he said he wants to be a streamer, and he bought this template, and he wants me to change the colors and stuff. And I was like, sure. I got the project, I dissected completely, I saw how it works, After Effects, how everything is linked. I saw the dimensions, I saw the file formats. I didn't know how to convert to the original file format, so I googled that, I learned it, and now I know how to do that. So whenever somebody subscribes, we have the fancy stuff up here. If I alert box, properties, let me just, I wanna show a practical example. Properties, there it is. I think donation, just, how do I play it? How do I test it? I forgot. Oh, it's this. Yeah, like this. I've animated my own, and I've used the same formats and the stuff that I've learned from the project that I got. I pretty much got the project, I dissected, learned a bunch of stuff, and applied it to myself. And now I have this piece of knowledge that I can just take with me forever. And that's the same way I go about learning Blender. Turn on the freaking light, and yes. So just pick a project you want to do and gather knowledge on the way. That was a very long story to get to my point. I really stretched that, didn't I? Bori's brother. If you want things to be easy, just go straight to Blender. SFM hasn't been updated and it's very buggy. Okay, that's another point. I didn't really know that. But Blender has gotten some really big buffs in the past few years. That's also the reason why I switched on to Blender. Nintendo copyright strikes. Okay, I think I started Blender around September of 2020. You've been doing Blender for longer than I have, then. Nice. It's not a competition. I made it sound like a competition. That's not what I was going for. Okay, I'm just gonna duplicate this because there's 2 of them on the reference. Zoom in on this one. I feel like I could just get away with doing something like this and just moving it out. And just do this. Select these ones. Move them down like that. So they're not completely identical. They're a little different, right? Maybe I can make this one move slightly to the left. And the bottom ones as well. Just move them slightly to the left. So they're not completely identical. They're kind of swirl around and just... I just remembered I also have these, the other buildings. They're linked, right? So the first building, I'm also modeling this building here. I might actually want to turn this one around so these are visible, but I'll do that at the end, right? I'm actually making 3 buildings at the same time now, which is great. Okay, so we have these. I might then need to extend the cylinders upwards because the other building is fully visible and the cylinders are going to be visible on that building. I'll do the corrections at the end. But I want to see what else I can do with the modeling and what I will then do with the texturing. Maybe the window frames. That's something I could have done with the modeling. Let's see. This is just the outline. Can I take anything from other buildings? Maybe like this. Something that holds the freaking stuff together. But that makes no sense because they're on this side. Maybe some other reference material. Like what is there on these? Maybe like something around the edges. I still gotta think about this. I wasn't going to make it sound like a competition either. Just remembering. No, it's my fault because I was like, oh, you've been doing this for longer then. It's kind of like just default brain stuff. That's my bad, completely. Switching from animator to Blender has been fun, and moving on from Minecraft characters to proper people has been fun and has more possibilities. That's true. I'm kind of really struggling with characters, though. Like proper human characters, not animator characters. Let's not talk about those. But I have to add a character for this. Like, there needs to be at least one character in the scene. Those are specifications. Those are requirements for this collab thing. And I gotta sculpt a character, and I haven't done that before, which is also why I got a graphic tablet, because it's gonna help me do it better. But, oh boy, my biggest concern right now. And I really don't know what to do with these buildings. Let's try doing something with the main building in the center. Just because. This is main building, yes. I feel like this is the main thing, right? If I could just scale this in and add more detail with other stuff. So I'm gonna first go cursor to selected and add a cube, because this is a cube in there. Move it on the Y to move it outwards, and I'm pretty sure this thing is a square with lots of details. So if I scale this down on the Y, something like this. I'm trying to make this big thing around it. So something like this. Go into this. GZ. And now extrude. And now scale on everything except the Y, I think. Scale on everything except the Y. Actually, I could just scale on X because I'm on the Y thing right now. So I can't scale on the Y anyway, and there's no Z. So I could just scale in all directions. No. Upwards, scale on the X, like this. Extrude, scale on the X. Extrude, scale on the X. Extrude. Like this. Scale on the X more. I'm kind of winging it here. And just apply the scale. The scale hasn't been applied, and now the bevel should react properly. Like this. I guess that makes sense. Is there a way for me to scale this? Of course there is. Let me just hop onto the bottom. S, cursor to selected. Select the linked stuff, and now scale from the 3D cursor, and I'm gonna scale it up so it's a little bit taller. Like that. No longer scale from the 3D cursor, but the medium point. What's the chat saying? Septic. Yeah, I've maybe been using Blender for slightly longer, but the main point of knowledge is it's animating and it's so much in comparison. So it's not much in comparison to you. I don't know where I put myself on the scale, if there is a scale. I don't even think there should be a scale as far as animation goes. Like, we're all doing our stuff. We don't need a who's better scenario. It's just everybody's an artist and that's it. Right? But if there is a scale, I have no idea where I am on that scale. So that's my stand on the situation. Okay, do this, select this, put him back in, because I gotta do adjustments. But yeah, this is the main part. I also need a tiny cylinder still. So I'm gonna go ahead and add a cylinder. And just wing it. Like this. Okay, so this is above the thing, and this is far above the other thing. Also, the big cylinder has lots of shape to it as well, so I think I should focus on that first, before I add any of the smaller cylinders. Just delete the faces. Okay. Does the big cylinder have a bottom? Yes, it does. Of course it does. Why did I do that? I don't know. Delete the faces. It also has a top, which I don't need. It's just extra geometry. Bad. He's like, bruh, I'm out. I don't know, Blender, this is too complex. People are so scared of Blender. Canvas unlocked. I think... Yes, I need this. This is the most outer point, I think. Yeah, like that. And the bottom here, this is gonna be the most inner point. So I'm gonna select these two and scale them on everything but the Z, like that. And now I might even bring this down a bit more. And then I'm gonna add the bevels and stuff to fix it. Is there anything else I gotta be careful of? Not in particular. Maybe these edges back here could be, you know, longer. So they actually cover the whole thing. Yeah. I'm gonna go into the normals. GZ, pull them out. Like that. So that's like an entrance or something. I don't know. I'm just going off the reference here. Nothing new in chat. Maybe this thing, just select linked, I could scale up from the 3D cursor even more. Just like that. Because I don't know, it feels kind of weird. Like this, sure. And then there's a big circle up there, so I gotta make the big circle. And I don't think... Should I make this into an actual window? That's my question here. Because then there's a lot of modeling and stuff, but it's gonna look better. So it makes sense that I would do that. Let's try doing the other stuff first. It's so scary to tackle something because I don't even know how I'm gonna do this. I just feel like chickening out, you know? No longer scale from the 3D cursor, thank you very much. That, like that. And maybe these are gonna go down, like that. And then, they're gonna be extruded and scaled on the... just scaled regularly, because that's on the normals, like this. And then maybe extrude upwards. And then extrude it and scaled outwards a little bit more. So that's the little balcony. And then extrude it downwards. Like that. Even more. And then just filled. And all this can just be a really elaborate bevel again. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay, I kind of figured it out a little bit. So that's this thing. I'm gonna need to do a lot of stuff with the textures here to make this work. So bevel it like that. Give it some more geometry because this is a little bit more advanced. Actually, let me see it from the bottom down because I don't want the geometry to just intersect like this. And now let's go for a custom bevel. And I'm not sure what I'm gonna do here. Maybe I go with one of the presets. Yeah. Yeah, that looks nice. That one does look nice. Cool. That's kind of fancy looking. So maybe the top here as well could just, you know, be raised up a little bit more, filled, and then just beveled. Maybe if I extrude this and alt scale it up, it's more special this way. And then I can turn on vertex snapping and move it down on the same level. And then scale this out even more. And actually, just bring it down, like that. There's like a little city metropolis thing. The skeleton appears. There's no skeleton. Okay. This is the main building. For some reason made out of only one part. The other buildings, there's so much stuff left to do here. I didn't turn on auto smooth here. This one has it, this one... I'll get to that one later. Is it even visible? Of course it is. Every single freaking building here is visible. Okay, how do I minimalize this? There's so many freaking... Yes. I'm thinking. I don't even know what most of this stuff is. There's another big cylinder here. Let's do this one. And I feel like I'm slowly gonna go. Just announcing that, because my brother's visiting in not so long from now. Cylinder. Put it up there. And it's gonna be yay thick. And it's gonna be moved back here. Actually, it could be even thicker. Dummy thick. Dummy thick cylinder. And it has a... It's positioned higher up than the other ones. So I'll just do this. Like that. Boah. Maybe I can pull it out more. So it's more obvious. And it gives it more of a, you know, metropolis feeling. And then I feel like I could just, you know, bring this down to its maximum point. Fill the insides. And then, you know, use the custom bevel that I've done before. Like that. And then the insides of these are just gonna be extruded and scaled on everything but the Z. So I create a little platform. The upper ones are gonna be deleted, so delete faces. I almost said feces. Delete feces. Haha. No, no thank you. This is gonna be a little thing. This could also just be, you know, like two-dimensional with an image texture. Like boom, boom, edge, bridge edge loops. And then I can just do this and dissolve edges like that. And then I do this, extrude upwards, and we have another thing. And it's gonna use 2D textures to save on the geometry and on the freaking UV map. Sharp, can you do a Minecraft animation using Blender? Maybe. I mean, I could, but am I going to? That's a maybe. It's 100% possible, though. This thing is also visible. So I feel like I'm gonna put this down a little bit, just like that. And now extrude and scale out, and then extrude upwards, and fill, and then just custom bevel this thing like I've done before. Beautiful. Just beautiful. I feel like I'm using the same custom bevel too much. It's a bit noticeable now. I'm gonna try something else. Crown molding, maybe. Nah. If it was turned the other way, maybe this is a bit too much. I'm just gonna customize. Again, I don't know what I'm doing. Don't take my word for any of this. Just, you know, just something like this. It's gonna be a little bit of a flat thing. This shouldn't go down too much. Why is there so many of these? Let me just simplify the shape. It's easier to work with a shape which is simple. Just like that. This one could also just be gone, you know? Bring this one down as much as I can. What if I just... Oop! Not what I wanted. Okay. That's fine. It doesn't feel like it's the same thing over and over again. Maybe this bottom one does, though. Okay, let's do this again. Delete all of these. Boop. X. Delete faces. Select these. Bring them down. Fill them in. And then custom bevel. Maybe use the same one as on the top. Okay, sure. It's different enough. This metropolis is starting to look like an actual metropolis, like an actual city, right? There's structure now. I didn't have any of this when I started the stream. Look at my superiority. Now, when you look... That was a joke, by the way. I know I was talking about this not being a contest before. I feel like I gotta make it clear now when I'm making jokes like this. But look at this. Now when you're inside the train, you can see all the parallax and all the complex shapes and stuff. Even though I haven't done anything complex yet, most of these are still just blockouts. Imagine when I add all the pipes and all the cables and all the stuff like that. This is gonna be so sick. I'm looking forward to this being finished. Wow. I said I don't plan on winning, but I didn't think I was gonna, you know, do something like this, because this is pretty cool. Whew. I'm gonna take a break now. This is like end the stream. That's it. I'm done. It's been 2.5 more hours. I think I can pat myself on the back and not worry about not being productive enough for today. So thank you guys for, you know, sticking around to keep me company and actually subconsciously force me to work, because if I didn't start the stream, I don't think I would have done any work today. So thank you. It's good to push yourself sometimes. Right? It's not like I'm tired, it's not like I'm pushing myself too far, it's just, you know, the healthy amount of pushing yourself. So once again, thank you, I hope you enjoyed the stream, and I'll see you next time. Stay sharp. Where's this one? Yeah!